Ning-chan, press the bell icon and never miss a video from Anime Lord Senpai.
Coming at number 10 is Our Last Crusade, or The Rise of a New World. As a war rages on between a machine-based empire and a magic-focused empire, the talented knight Izuka is sentenced to prison after committing the great crime of freeing an imprisoned witch. A year later, the empire leadership suddenly decides to set him free, with the condition that he hunts down a fearsome mage known as the Ice Calamity Witch. Hoping to end the war, Izuka agrees. Coincidentally, the Ice Calamity Witch herself, Alice Lee's Alice, Lou Nebulous IX, also wishes for peace and is willing to do everything she can to bring down the empire. As Izuka and Alice both yearn for a crusade that will turn the world into one without struggle, woe, or pain, the strings of fate tie them ever closer together, creating a bond that goes beyond something fabricated by mere coincidence. A witch and a soldier meet and fall in love. Will their romance bring an end to their nation's conflict? Coming at number 9 is Devil's Line. Vampires walk among society, existing as part of its underbelly. Of course, the government does not know of their existence, because their appearance does not differ from humans. They also do not need to drink blood, but when they get a craving or get angry, they can become uncontrollable. Extreme emotions can immensely increase their bloodlust, turning them into uncontrollable monsters. Tsukasa Taira, a 22-year-old university student, learns of the existence of vampires when her longtime friend reveals herself to be one of them, after a tense confrontation with Yuki Anzai, a human and vampire hybrid. Her friend is arrested, and Tsukasa soon finds herself drawn to Anzai, who reluctantly reciprocates her feelings. However, this unconventional romance may prove too difficult to maintain, as Anzai struggles to contain the part of him that wishes to devour Tsukasa. Coming at number 8 is Lord Marksman and Vanadis. Lord Marksman and Vanadis is an epic adventure filled with complex war tactics and beautiful women. Trapped in a multinational conflict, Tigre and Ellen are swept up in a war filled with dark secrets, conspiracies, and corruption. In a fantasy version of Europe, a war between enemy countries is brewing. One of these countries, Zicted, has its 7 regions ruled by war maidens known as Vanadis. Equipped with powerful dragon-carved weapons, Eleonora or Ellen Viltaria, one of the Vanadis, launches an invasion against their neighboring rival country of Brune. Eventually, Tigre Vermud Tigre Vorn, a young archer and an earl for Brune's region of Alsace, has his entire army decimated at Ellen's hands. In a strange twist of events, Ellen spares Tigre and gives him the order, "Become mine." What could be the meaning behind this new alliance? Coming at number 7 is Record of Grancrest War. The continent of Atlantis once again finds itself devoured by the flames of war after a horrific event known as the Great Hall Tragedy. What was supposed to be a joyful occasion that would establish peace between the Fantasia Union and the Factory Alliance was instead a tragedy. Having failed to prevent this disaster, Silica Meletes, an Alliance mage, is traveling through the chaos-infested countryside to study under a master magician, when she's intercepted by a group of soldiers working with the Federation. Silica is rescued by Theo Cornaro, a young warrior carrying a mysterious crest, a magical symbol that gives its wielder the ability to banish chaos. Bearing no allegiance to a specific domain, Theo hopes to attain the rank of Lord so that he can liberate his hometown of Sistina from its tyrannical ruler and the chaos. Impressed by his noble goal, Silica enters into a magical contract with Theo, and the two embark on a journey to restore balance to their war-torn land. Coming at number 6 is Gosek. Kazuya Kujo was a foreign student at St. Margaret Academy, a luxurious boarding school in the southern European country of Seville. Originally from Japan, his jet black hair and dark brown eyes cause his peers to shun him and give him the nickname Black Reaper, based on a popular urban legend about the traveler who brings death in the spring. On a day like any other, Kujo visits the school's extravagant library in search of ghost stories. However, his focus soon changes as he becomes curious about a golden strand of hair on the stairs. The steps lead him to a large garden and a beautiful doll-like girl known as Victoire de Blois. whose complex and imaginative foresight allows her to predict their futures, now intertwined. With more mysteries quickly developing, including the appearance of a ghost ship and an alchemist with the power of transmutation, Victorique and Cujo, bound by fate and their unique skills, have no choice but to rely on each other. Coming at number 5 is Romeo x Juliet. On the floating continent of Neo Verona, the Montague family slaughters the entire Capulet family and seizes control of the kingdom. The true heir to the throne, Juliet Fiammata Asto Capulet, manages to escape the onslaught and is hidden away by loyalists for 14 years with hope that she may one day overthrow the cruel Montague regime. Despite having forgotten the murder of her entire family, Juliet now secretly protects the oppressed citizens of Neo Verona as a vigilante called the Red Whirlwind. During one of her escapades, she meets Romeo Candorabanto Montague, the kind and selfless son of the tyrannical Prince Lartes Montague, and without knowledge of each other's background, they both fall in love at first sight. Unfortunately, however, their destiny is a cursed one. Not only does each of the two families wish to obliterate the other, but an ancient secret hidden beneath Neo Verona also threatens their underlying love for each other. Coming at number 4 is Eden of the East. On November 22, 2010, Japan was hit by missile strikes, a terrorist act that fortunately did not harm anyone, becoming known as Careless Monday. Quickly forgotten, society goes on about their lives as normal. Saki Morimi's life is forever changed when she finds herself saved from unexpected trouble by Akira Takizawa. Takizawa is cheerful but odd in many ways. He is stark naked and suffers from amnesia, believing himself to be a terrorist. In addition, he possesses a strange cell phone loaded with 8.2 billion yen in digital cash. Despite Takizawa's suspicious traits, Saki quickly befriends the enigmatic young man. However, unbeknownst to her, this is the beginning of a thrilling death game involving money, cell phones, and the salvation of the world. Higashi no Eden chronicles Saki's struggle to unravel the mysteries behind her savior, while Takizawa himself battles other individuals armed with similar cell phones and returning memories that reveal his possible connection to the event from months ago. Coming at number 3 is The Fruit of Grisaya. Yuji Kazami is a transfer student who has just been admitted into Mihama Academy. He wants to live an ordinary high school life, but this dream of his may not come true anytime soon, as Mihama Academy is quite the opposite. Consisting of only the principal and 5 other students, all of whom are girls, Yuji becomes acquainted with each of them, discovering more about their personalities as socialization is inevitable. Slowly, he begins to learn about the truth behind the small group of students occupying the academy. They each have their own share of traumatic experiences which are tucked away from the world. Mihama Academy acts as a home for these girls. They are the fruit which fell from their trees and have begun to decay. It is up to Yuji to become the catalyst to save them from themselves. But how can he save another when he cannot even save himself? Coming at number 2 is Sankaria, Undying Love. Chihiro Furuya. Ever since he was a child, he was zombie obsessed. He wanted an undead girlfriend. Soon enough, his love for all things zombie comes in handy when his cat Babu gets run over, prompting Chihiro to try to make a resurrection potion and bring him back to life. During his endeavor, he sees a rich girl named Ria Sanka yelling into an old wall every day about her oppressive life. After meeting and bonding with her, Chihiro was convinced by Ria to persevere in saving Babu. Eventually, he succeeds with the help of the poisonous hydrangea flowers from Ria's family garden. For a boy wanting a zombie girlfriend, the situation would seem like a dream come true. But in Sankaria, Chihiro's life becomes stranger than usual as he deals with Ria's odd new cravings and the unforeseen consequences of her transformation. Coming at number 1 is Katana Gatari. In an Edo-era Japan, lush with the variety of sword fighting styles, Shichika Yasuri practices the most unique one, Kyu-Toryu, a technique in which the user's own body is wielded as a blade. As the enigmatic 7th head of the Kitoryu school, Shichika lives quietly in exile with his sister Nanami, until one day, the wildly ambitious strategist, Togame, barges into their lives. Togame brazenly requests that Shichika help her in her mission to collect 12 unique swords, known as the Deviant Blades, for the Shogunate. Shichika accepts, interested in the girl herself rather than petty politics, and thus sets out on the journey. Standing in their way are the fierce wielders of these legendary weapons, as well as other power-hungry entities who seek to thwart Togame's objective. In order to prevail against their enemies, the duo must become an unbreakable team as they forge ahead on a path of uncertainty and peril.